This video is going to be one that's a little interesting because it's a little bit ahead. This is the last week before you'll start to see a shift in the mirror reflection of how all the different episodes are playing on each other if you're following both sides of this. So I'm a big fan of statistics and numbers and how they all work together and calculations and probabilities, and that bores a lot of people, but it's kind of funny because luck is something you don't often play to. Now, a few weeks ago, my family and I were watching the Harry Potter series, and I don't know if you remember the part where Harry gets the liquid luck. There's a point where he's trying to get an objective done and it's just not working out in his favor, and someone says, you just need a little bit of luck. At that point, he remembers, hey, I have the vial. He takes it, and all of a sudden, all these circumstances were working in his favor, but they were contrary to what most people would think would get you to that goal, or get his friends would say, hey, where are you going? He'd go somewhere different. So it's kind of funny the way luck works and how it takes us down a path that we don't often expect and can't foresee. This week is one where we're talking about luck on one side, but in the spiritual world, we don't really use the word luck. As a matter of fact, I say divine intervention, where God plays into all circumstances, and there is no luck or coincidence or randomness because everything has purpose. And that's what I love about my faith, and especially in a God who is so big and we can't even comprehend how he's in all things and everywhere at all times. No matter what happens, that he's got my back. It's really motivating to me, especially to keep growing and know that he cares about all the little details of my life, that nothing is lucky, that he gives us blessings and he's there for us in times of need. There's also something that can play into it too, which is fate and destiny. And that's specifically with the book of Revelation, because that's one of the hardest books to, I would say, process in scripture. Book I really don't recommend reading, especially as a young believer right away, just because it's kind of confusing. The one thing about it though is that you can go to the very end of it and it talks about, hey, the ending destiny is to be with the Lord. So the purpose of this life is to learn to be closer to him and live with him each day, and just trust him a little bit more every day, to grow our faith a little bit every day. And there's no luck involved. It's actually a commitment on our end. If we take a step towards him, he takes a step towards us. And if we take another step towards him, he takes another step towards us. And if we run towards him, he runs towards us. And that story is in the prodigal son. We go astray, and then we'll find ourselves unlucky or unfortunate or out in trials and tribulations. But when we really come to our senses and start going towards the Father, that's actually where we can start to see him come towards us. That's one of those things where I can see heaven. Heaven is the destiny, and there is no luck getting to heaven. It's a decision to choose him or not. If each and every day becomes a challenge, then maybe you're trying to do it on your own. I know for me that's been the case, is when life is more of a struggle, I notice those days are ones that I'm trying to do on my own. I'm counting on luck or randomness or something, my circumstances to change. But really, if you pray, surrender to his will and not your own, you're gonna find that, hey, there is no luck. As a matter of fact, a lot of things in life are divine appointment, things that are beyond our control, because the one thing in the secular world that we don't control is other people's behavior and actions. But if God's in all things and he can change hearts, then guess what? We can pray for those people and we can see things change. And in psychology, I like to think, hey, you know what? We can only control our own behaviors, actions, thoughts, and small circles of influence. But in the world of the spirit, in the world of God, he can be involved in everything. He has all things in his hands. And so, we leave it up to fate, chance, destiny, whatever you want to say. It's all his anyway. So that's why we have prayer, is to have him intermingle and intervene in things as our Father and help us out, so as his children. That's pretty much all I have for this episode. Until the next one, take care. Peace out.